Hey guys, welcome back. Tisha here, back to talk to you all about the lovely Brit Eady. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit the like button as we talk about this newest Real Housewives of Atlanta mess. So Brit Eady is suing Bravo over a jaw-dropping photo on posters that Kenya Moore handed out at her salon opening of what looked like Brit Eady engaged in sexual acts last year. I don't recall Kenya passing them out. I do remember her having large poster boards that it looked like she got from Office Max or something like that, and she put pictures up there that were blurred out. So I'm not sure if she passed them out or she showed them, but either way, these pictures were allegedly supposed to be of Brit, right? The Real Housewives of Atlanta star Brit Eady has sued Bravo for $20 million, accusing the network of defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and fostering a hostile work environment. Now, I'm trying to figure out why now. And I'm not that person who normally sits here and comes down on people who've had certain things done to them. But given that Brit still continues to film this show and talk about this, I'm kind of side-eyeing her a little bit, and it's looking like a bit of a money grab to me. But y'all tell me what you think. Eady, 37, who joined the reality series in its 16th season, filed the lawsuit on Thursday in the New York State Supreme Court. Bravo's parent company, NBC, and production companies True Original and something else, North America, are also named as defendants. In the filing seen by The Independent, the reality star's allegations stem from an incident that occurred during a June 6, 2024 taping of the show and the subsequent airing of that moment on April 225's episode 225 2025. I shall continue. In the season's 5th episode titled About Last Night, former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Moore celebrated the grand opening of her hair spa with longtime co-stars Portia, Cynthia, Drew, and new castmates Eady, Shamia, Kelly, and Angela Oakley. Here's the thing. I still don't understand why. I still don't get why a year later you're just now bringing this up. I still don't get why you're just now bringing this up if it showed in April of this year, why we're now talking about it in June. But I shall continue. In her lawsuit, Eady claims that the posters appear to show her performing oral sex, and she says Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied it was her in the blowy pic, and she's looking for $20 million in damages. Did Bravo imply it, or did your cast members imply it? See, here's the thing. I don't quite understand the way that this thing transpired. We know Brit wasn't in there when it happened. We know that Kelly went out there to tell her what was going on. We know that the other ladies walked out as she was showing these pictures. My question is, at what point did Brit realize that it wasn't her? Because she's presenting it now as if she just realized this, when I'm wondering if you knew this before. But let's continue. Because for me, I would have looked into this way before it got to this point. I don't see how, after all this time, Brit didn't demand, not request, demand that they allow her to see what was shown. As a reminder, the Kenya Moore hair care spa opened in June 2024, and Kenya handed out posters that appeared to show Eady in the oral act. As I said, I don't recall her handing out posters. I recall her having a big poster board that they showed us a blur of. Eady was not present at the opening, but she blew up about it when she found out. Reacting in horror and shock, the other women told Kenya that she had gone too far before walking out. The episode ended with a title card that read, "Based on Kenya's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season." So Bravo, production, whomever, took it upon themselves, because what Kenya did was wrong. I'll say it again. What Kenya did was wrong, to remove her from the show. That was the action that they took. Eady was made aware of it. Now, from there, I don't know what was demanded of her, but according to Eady, Eady says Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment. So was it hostile for Kenya when you threatened to pow her, when you basically said that you had pistols and whips in your purse? That wasn't hostile? Okay, I understand that. It's only hostile for Brit. Let me continue. And actually harassed her by subjecting her to the unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments, by requiring her to show up to work after she experienced what she calls a gendered attack. Here's the thing. I don't doubt that Bravo encouraged her, or production encouraged her, to please still come and film. But I don't think that they had to pull her arm or leg to do it, my first thought. My second thought, we've seen over several seasons other ladies refusing to film, other ladies walking out, and maybe she's a newbie and she didn't realize that this was an option. But I think that Brit wanted to film. I think that Brit kind of already had an idea of what she was going to do. I'm just surprised she's not going after Kenya and instead she's going after Bravo. Because did they force you to show up, or did you choose? We've heard so many things that I thought, that she decided that she wanted to come and tell her side of the story. And let's not act like Kenya was still around. They released her immediately. Bravo later aired cast members' reaction to the ordeal in an April episode of the show's 16th season. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star filed the lawsuit Thursday against Bravo, which makes me wonder. We saw on her story, I didn't look at her story, but I saw other content creators and what they put, that Brit basically was not going to be a part of the reunion. She didn't go. So I'm wondering if she was asked not to come because of this lawsuit, or she chose not to come. Y'all tell me what you think down below. So she filed a lawsuit Thursday against Bravo, its parent company NBC Universal, and its production companies, right? Claiming they knowingly misled the public. Did your co-stars mislead the public as well? Did Kenya mislead the public? Because Kenya's the one who presented this thing in the first place. Like, I don't understand why you're just going after them and not Kenya as well. The lawsuit alleges defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and more. On Thursday, Eady shockingly denied that the photos were of her, saying, "I do want to set the record straight about one thing. The graphic actual photo surrounding the events in episode 5, she wrote on her Instagram story, that photo was not me. When did you realize it wasn't you? And how did you realize it wasn't you?" She explained, "As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I was made aware of the photo being presented at the event, and based on what I was told, assumed that it was a photo of me, which is why I reacted the way that I did." Eady is now asking Bravo for the immediate removal of the episode from public access and at least $20 million in damages. Why now? Because it's not you, but you want the thing removed. But when it was you, you didn't mind it being there. Why are you asking for it now when you were well aware that this was going to be a situation that would present itself? You didn't have a problem talking about it all these other months. I think that the problem occurred when the tide shifted, when people were digging in your butt as well as Kenya's. I get that she's the one who had this thing done to her, but Brit's hands aren't clean. And I think that it's kind of crappy that you wait until now to decide, oh, let's get it removed, when you could have done that a long time ago. I did not know who was in the photo, but upon seeing it for the first time, I knew it wasn't me. Eady's lawsuits describe Moore's actions as defamatory, harassing, and damaging, as I said. Moore's representative did not immediately respond to the Independent, because that's where some of this came from, request for comment. Moore also displayed posters containing written false and defamatory statements regarding plaintiff and her occupation. So she's going after that too, because I guess she's trying to blame the reason why things went south with her insurance thing on this show. But to my knowledge, that insurance company, from what other content creators have found, was already on hold before she even started filming for the show. The documents additionally accuse the defendants of willfully, intentionally, recklessly producing, editing, and airing the episode, which falsely yet unmistakably implied that the graphic actual photograph presented by the cast member depicted plaintiff. So, once again, why did you allow it to get to that point? This was filmed in June 2004, basically 24, basically a year ago. And you don't seek to get any legal advice on this matter until after it goes to air, when you knew it was going to go to air, because it had been put out way before we even saw the trailer of this thing, that this was going to be a thing that happened. Eady claims, despite repeated requests, that she has been shown that she be shown the photograph before the episode aired, that they refused to do so. I don't really believe that. I don't believe that they refused to do so. I think that she didn't really try to see it. And I'm not trying to blame her for it. I just feel like she's slick and she lies so much. I really don't know what to believe. I think that as far as all of this is concerned, because Kenya put out a statement yesterday basically acting like, you know, she's apologetic and things of that nature, but we'll hopefully see her soon again back on Bravo. After this, I don't think you will, Kenya. I think that they're done with you and they're done with her. I just don't see why this is such a thing now. Brit was fine with making appearances and doing all these other things on Watch What Happens Live and other shows, and she was fine with talking about it. You didn't have to go. You didn't have to speak on it, but you chose to do so. So I don't quite get that narrative of it, but I'm interested in hearing what you all think about it. Hopefully the air conditioning was not too loud and you were able to hear me. Until next time.